What's up, wrestling fans all around the world? My name is Joe Cronin. This is the Joe Cronin Show, and CM Punk has been fired by AEW. Breaking news, as I come home from work, I'm literally 5 minutes away from my house as my texts blow up. And this time, luckily, it's not a dead wrestler. Unfortunately, though, I should have been home at 4:30 right when the news broke, and that would have been a little bit more convenient for me, but unfortunately I wasn't. So we're left to scramble here as I get home nice and late. Thanks a lot, other job, stupid other job, piece of garbage. CM Punk has been fired. We're going to go through a string of emotions on this one. There's a lot to talk about. I think potentially this is going to really put a dampening on WWE's Payback, I feel like, for a little bit. Although, can he show up at Payback? Oh, I can't wait to hear those comments. I mean, it's never going to end now, guys. Is he showing up in WWE? Is he showing up at Payback? No. But probably not. But it's just, this is unreal. This is not what I expected to hear. Let me put it to you that way. I actually did not expect this. I think this is going to be great news for some of those people out there, like the CM Punk haters and the people that are like fans of the, let's just call it the original AEW, you know, the elite fans that are like elite diehards, you know, big fans of the Omegas and the Elite and the Bucks and all those guys. Fans like that are going to be absolutely pumped. You know, they're going to be like, oh, hell yeah, that get the cancer out of the dugout or whatever. You know what? I'm going to look at it like this. I have no idea exactly what's going on yet. We're going to look at this. We're going to try to figure out what in the world's going on here. I'm just going to guess. This is just me guessing. I want to guess that a big reason why this has come to fruition is because CM Punk couldn't be bargained with or couldn't be. You know how I wanted Jack Perry to face CM Punk? Maybe Tony Khan tried that. Maybe Tony Khan said, listen, guys, let's get over this and let's use it. How about we use it, you know? And the only thing I can think is that Jack Perry might have said, okay, I'll do it. And then CM Punk said, F you and F him. And if that's the case, that's the only reason I could see them being like, okay, yep, you're done. We're done with Punk. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. So this is crazy. To work. Oh man, this is big news. And listen, it sucks, man. I had so much stuff planned to do today before getting into WWE Payback, so this really hurts me, to be honest. But at least now I don't have to watch AEW tomorrow night. Now I know I don't have to watch AEW, so that's the good news. No need to watch AEW tomorrow night. I can take the day off because I was supposed to do so much today before Payback comes on the air and then cover Payback. And then tomorrow I was going to maybe think about what I was going to do, but now this has pretty much made up my mind. No reason to watch all out garbage at this point. But yeah, CM Punk gone. Let's read the statement. A lot of people have already seen it on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck people call it. Who gives a shit about anything anymore? The whole world will be dead soon anyway. If you're brand new to the channel, I hope you guys hit the subscribe button and drop that subscription on me if you can. Via Twitter, let's read the whole thing out loud. We will take donations. If you guys want to donate, the link is up top. Feel free to drop a Streamlabs. Feel free to drop a Super Chat. Feel free to become a member. This is the Joe Cronin Show, 70 million views over 11 years. And everybody in the chat right now we're some of the sexiest people alive who listen to this show. It's almost unbelievable. CM Punk, All Elite Wrestling, AEW, has terminated the wrestler employment, it says, all right, All Elite Wrestling, AEW, has terminated the wrestler and employee agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effect immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation. A lot of people joked about that. Why was there an internal investigation? Wasn't Khan right there? I don't know. Of the incident occurring backstage at AEW All In on London, Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee, what the fuck is that, the AEW Discipline Committee met, and maybe Sonny Kiss is gone for this. Maybe Sonny Kiss was gobbling dick in the back and they got rid of her. And met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Tony Khan. So this is the committee that Tony Khan put in place as a third party to suggest things. Basically HR, like it sounds like. Recommendation to Tony Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement once that was resolved. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision, and mine alone. I do like that he is taking responsibility, that he is the one making the decision, despite committees and dingleberries and whoever else being involved, that he is, the reason, the guy, the whole point to it is because of him. So, if only I had gotten home earlier, this breaking CM Punk news. CM Punk fired. So let's read the rest of it. Let's see. I'm all over the place. Let me see. My God, I'm all over the place. My windows are opening the wrong way. I'm clicking this button. How do I get to it? Where am I? Somebody save me. Here it is. Nevertheless, oh, wait a minute. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news with which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue, operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. So CM Punk is gone, guys. So maybe CM Punk was wrong. Maybe Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, was wrong when he said AJ Styles was a racist. Did you guys ever think that? Maybe with this guy, with so many people saying that he's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? So many people saying CM Punk is a piece of shit. Maybe with all that, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he is the problem. I mean, pretty crazy. So, maybe that's the reason that something's going on. So, I mean, I don't think CM Punk's going to go back to WWE because, I mean, then he'd have to go back and work with the racist AJ Styles. So I can't imagine that CM Punk would go back to WWE to work with the racist, according to CM Punk, AJ Styles, right? With Triple H, who's a scumbag. Vince is old, needs to die, and Vince is anti-gay, right? And Vince is a Trump guy, so he can't possibly go back to AEW. So like all these things that CM Punk said people should die and stuff like that, how could he ever go back to WWE at this point? So you will not see, I can't believe you would see CM Punk back in WWE. You know what I mean? Why would you see him back there when that's the case? I know what's going to be trending today. And by the way, I said this the other day. I said, you know what? If they're not going to play ball, if they're not going to go out there and wrestle, if Jack Perry isn't going to wrestle with CM Punk at All Out, then get rid of everybody. I said that the other day. I said, just get rid of him. If you're not going to do Jack Perry versus CM Punk after this incident in the back and you're not going to do it, Why do you have this guy in the company? What do you got him there, to hurt people and to piss everyone off? Is that why he's there? By the way, I think the companies, they are clearly, they are not on this guy's side. They're on the side of the elite. They're on the side of Young Bucks. They're on a side of guys who made the company. For whatever you think about that, whatever you think about the elite, whatever you think about the Young Bucks, you hate the Young Bucks, you hate the elite, you're a CM Punk guy. I get it, but these are the guys that created the fucking company. Do you know what I mean? Essentially, they all have like a piece of the pie here. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys all helped create this company. So, you know, you got to give Tony Khan some kind of credit here, even if you know, you're somebody who thinks it's the elite, they're all scumbags, you know, or they're the bad guys, or they're not listening to CM Punk's whatever rhetoric. I don't think CM Punk is a great leader. I think he's a knowledgeable guy with some, you know, he has some knowledge. He's a veteran. He should be respected in that way. But when it comes down to it, man, that's your guy that's leading the locker room as the number one veteran. You know what I mean? A guy who's a bit unstable, who throws stuff at people and is essentially a punk. You know what I mean? Which I don't have a problem with, but that's him. That guy can't be the leader. And then a lot of these people are young assholes, and they don't want to listen to the older people anyway. So you take a bunch of wrestlers who don't want to listen to the older generation, and then you take a guy who's super about respect. He can say he's not. He can be like, oh, I'm a different generation. I'm not a Hogan or a Triple H guy, but he's just about as much of the rub my feet, I'm God compared to you than all those other guys, as all those other guys would be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their guy, has their man, has their situation, you name it. But CM Punk has been fired by AEW. And yes, Tony Khan had some kind of weird internal like investigation group or whatever, you know, sort of broker this whole thing and suggest this to him. But in the end, you know, this is, in the end, Tony Khan made the decision. I'm firing him. This is the situation. Yo, Derek, how you doing, Derek Hans? Mysterious Black. JR should leave too. Jesus. CM Punk to XPW and Tessa Blanchard. Well, no, he's not going to work with Tessa Blanchard because isn't Tessa Blanchard a racist? Guys, isn't Tessa Blanchard a racist? There's no way that's happening then. So CM Punk shouldn't be working with Tessa Blanchard, or he's a lying hypocrite. Unless CM Punk is a big-time hypocrite. So there's no way he's working with... There's no way he's going to... He's probably done with everything at this point. You know what I mean? What else? I mean, unless WWE is like, yeah, we'll bring him in. You think WWE will bring him in? I don't know, man. I'm not so sure about that. I don't think he wants to go there. I mean, but he's been there visiting. Maybe he wanted to get himself fired. Maybe that's been the goal all along. Maybe Hunter said that. Maybe CM Punk was like, hey, I thought it was better there, and they're all just kids, man. They're all like douchey kids, and they're assholes, and it's toxic, and it's crazy. It didn't seem that bad at first, but it became that animal, man. And honestly, WWE has always got their shit together more than over there. You know, and Triple H is like, well, get yourself fired. I don't know, man. Like, I doubt that is what happened. I don't think so. But I do think that, you know, there were feelers. There were other things going on. I don't know. Who knows the scumbaggery, how deep the scumbaggery could go for this guy. And by the way, I just want to tell everybody this couldn't come at a worse time. It couldn't, as far as a wrestling YouTuber, there could be no worse timing than this weekend for this to happen. The fucking Labor Day weekend is going on. Everybody is away on vacation. People are with families and doing things today. They're not sitting by the computer, really. So if this were to happen next week or last week, right now, make no mistake about it, there would be thousands of people watching me. I guarantee it. There would be like 800 people to 1,000 people here right now. And Payback would be huge tonight, and All Out would be huge tonight. But guys, because of the Labor Day weekend, less people will be watching the pay-per-views, less people will be watching YouTube, and because this news breaking at 5 p.m. on Labor Day weekend Saturday, I'm supposed to be talking about Jimmy Buffett right now. You know what I mean? I love Jimmy Buffett, and he died today. I woke up to the news that Jimmy Buffett is gone. So that's hurting. But let's go to the donations. Let's see what you guys are saying about this. The donation link is pinned to the top of the channel. Super chats are down below there. Yes, AEW has tweeted out and confirmed that the committee recommended to Tony Khan that CM Punk be fired. So the committee came to Tony Khan and said, Tony, you got to fire, according to everything you hired us for, we need to get rid of this guy. He's a liability. There's major problems. Blah, 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 blah. And that's what was stated to Tony Khan. And Tony Khan said, I agree. And Tony Khan has fired CM Punk. He says regrettably, but he's fired CM Punk. Let's go to the donations and what you guys have to say. Fund my show and keep my shows on the air, keep my shows alive, and say what you want to say. I want to read it right now. Oh,
motherfucker, here we go. Everyone knows
I'm out the window.
Yep, yo, motherfucker, no romance, cause there ain't no chance in my happy pants. Could you perchance come and take this dance and leave me here? I'm a bad motherfucker.
Mirov is coming in with $10. CM Punk fired, confirmed right now. Breaking news. CM Punk is gone from AEW. He's gone.
Bang, bang, tick tock.
And now it's time for a donation. It's Glock o'clock.
Two on consignment, one in stock. What's the time, motherfucker?
I said Glock o'clock.
I said Glock o'clock.
Fuck Punk, good riddance. Joe fucked him up behind the scenes. Headshot. Bank. Hashtag Dingleberry # search 2 girls and 1 Cuban peso.
Oh my God, Mirov, thank you for the $10, man. Mirov dropping a $10 donation. Thank you, Mirov. I think you're the top donator, man. I was driving. I was up the street driving, guys. Like, I was just getting home. I was supposed to actually be home today at 4, and if I had been, I would have been able to go live with this. Oh, fuck my life. Oh, my God, bro. I would have been able to go live with this a long time ago, but I unfortunately, and now my computer just froze. I would have been able to go live with this a long time ago, but because I was running home and I was barely, I just almost died running up the stairs because I was trying to get on the air as quickly as possible for you guys, and now my fucking computer's frozen, so that's just great. Yeah. Such a pain in the ass when this happens. When the text freezes on the screen, this happens a lot. So, which usually means that when that happens, that it's going to stay stuck like that for the rest of the show. Oh, well. Okay, well, that's fucked. But my life is fucked, so what else is new? Yeah, I don't know if I have I wish I had, yeah, I probably had the video me. Dude, I was, you see me running, trying to get on the air. Look at this. This is probably funny. Look at this, dude. Look at that. Oh, I gotta get in. That's me trying to get in the house as quickly as possible. Anyway. Technology sucks, Scully. I know, bro. I only been going live for 11 years, but thanks XSplit, your software sucks, and it always does this, man. AJ Lee files for divorce next week. Cherry on top. Oh my God. You know, I don't know, man. I don't think so, but can you imagine if that happened? Imagine if that happened. That would be crazy.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
So Tony couldn't capitalize on an actual drama show. Bottom line, both parties are dumb as fuck. Punk is a 44-year-old child man who fights and conflicts with anything. Tony Khan has the brain of a fucking eggplant. Fuck this toxic-infested pool of cum.
Wow. All right. Omar Fakarani. Thank you, Omar. Party. Omar, fuck around and find
Joe
out.
Jones is Christ.
I pretty much agree, Quentin Hubbard. Thank you for the $1.99. Collision starts with "Carry On My Wayward Sons." Well, Collision is Collision taped tonight, guys? Do you guys remember or know if Collision is taped tonight? I believe it is. I think it is taped. I believe it is taped tonight. Shit bum.
On my way to Collision, RNM Sick Punk got fired.
Oh, it's live. Okay, because you're on the way to Collision. I thought maybe it was. I thought maybe it wasn't. Big Scrap, $2 super chat on your way to Collision. Imagine that you're going to Collision right now. You're on your way to Collision, and there's no Punk for sure. Now you know. Now there's going to be CM Punk chants on AEW. You know. Is that what's going to happen? CM Punk chants on AEW now? I can't believe this fucking thing is froze. It's so enraging when this happens, dude. There's no way to fix this. There's no way to get the fucking thing to... The only way to do it is to stop the stream for like 2 seconds and restart it. But when you do that, everybody, gets all freaked out by the stream pausing for a second. Shit bum!
Joe, I was clocking out of work just a moment ago when I sent you the tweet when you were on your way home. Ha, please flip a shit tonight.
Dude, I got texted by so many people. I was 5 minutes up the street when this news broke. I was 5 minutes away from my house when this news broke. And I mean, everybody was messaging me. I got phone texts from multiple people. Like, my actual phone was being texted by several people. So, like, 5 phone texts, like 100 tweets. Like, I mean, my DMs say 200 or something. I can't even figure it out.
Make a Punk song, Joe. I know you got it in you, brother.
Brutal Honesty Truth donated $5. Make a Punk song. Okay. Let's try right now. CM Punk song. Let's try. Okay. Let's see. Was that Brutal Honesty Truth Talk? Thank you for the donation, man. Much appreciated. Let's see. No, I gotta find a custom instrumental, You gotta find a custom one. Nope, that's the real thing. That guy, that's a liar right there. That's a lie right there. That was the real thing. Maybe we can find like a funny one. We need a real instrumental. Theme, instrumental cover. What about this one? This one says orchestra. Oh, that's his other song. So AEW, basically, Tony Khan has a committee in AEW that ever since the last time things went down, that they really strengthened that. So they got this committee that was working on this case and that would work on any investigations or problems backstage, and they'd work on liability probably and letting Tony Khan know about what he needs to be worried about or not. And so they did this official investigation, almost like a third party in the company allegedly without Tony Khan being involved. And they made the recommendation of this is what we found, and we generally this it would be recommended this guy be fired. So, and then Tony Khan said, okay, I'm firing him. And so Tony Khan decided to fire him. And so he did it. So there you go. And Tony Khan said, I make the decision. I don't yes, there's a committee and whatever else, but ultimately I could have kept him. I didn't. I'm firing him. So he's been fired. You know, Tony Khan decided to fire him. So I mean, it's pretty crazy. That's crazy shit, man. See, that's the real thing again. I need one that's not. I got fired by Tony. So you can do that. Look in my eyes, what do you see? I got fired by Tony. I punched the guy, and he got mad at me. I got fired by Tony. We could do it. I got it. I think we could do something with that. So I will work on that later. I'll have it for you tonight at Payback. Courtesy of the man himself, Brutal Honesty Truth Talk. We'll do it tonight. Brutal Honesty. Yeah, that could work out. Okay, I can see it happening. We'll try it. Hey, D. Welsh, thanks for the $5 donation. Thank you, guys. We'll be live tonight covering AEW Payback. After Payback is over tonight, Saturday night, monetize this combined with, of course, mostly it's really just going to be WWE Payback probably. We'll see how it goes. We'll either be doing a lot of Payback or we're doing some of the other stuff too. But yeah, CM Punk fired by Tony Khan. Legitimate, 100% breaking news.
Hey, Bullfrog is a moron.
Yo, Mirov.
Scissor me, Joe!
Scissor me, baby.
I was about to watch porn and he got fired the same time and I chose your podcast over porn, so yeah. Now it's time to get CM Punk on your podcast and call him out.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd come on my show. CM Punk probably wants me to be dead. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I'm blocked by him on everything. I'm pretty sure I'm blocked by Punk everywhere. But right now, I would love to show you guys the poll, but I can't because my XSplit is frozen right now. My video is frozen. That's why there's text on the bottom of the screen that's stuck there. Maybe I'll restart it in a few minutes. We'll have to deal with that. But do you agree CM Punk being fired? 490 votes right now. 490 votes. 58% say yes. 42% say no. So there's a pretty overall people are happy that CM Punk has been fired or released from AEW. And some people are rejoicing. Some people are angry. Whatever you are, it's certainly news. Wow. Is Tony Khan pissed? I don't know. Let's go to Mr. Glitch himself real quickly here. Let's go over to Mr. Glitch himself, Mustafa, who's on the call. How you doing, Mustafa? Maybe I muted him. Oh no, he's coming. I hear him rustling around over there. Nope. Now he's muting.
Yo.
Hey.
What you call me, boy?
What's up, Glitch? How you doing?
What you call me, boy?
Are you glitching again where you repeat things?
No, I'm just asking you a question.
I didn't call you anything.
Okay. So anyways, yeah, Punk's fired. Apparently, the Real World's title is no longer a factor in the creative.
Yeah, well, now you don't have to worry about that anymore. So
right.
So good.
Oh, give me a second. I'm taking the train. Give me a second.
Oh, okay, yeah, you take the train. Hey, I hope you get. No, I'm just kidding. Mustafa's taking the train. I'll be right back, Mustafa. Hang on one second. All right, I'll be right back, Mustafa. We don't get no time for that. I was about to watch porn. Mirov, thank you for coming over here, though, man. I appreciate it because tonight we're going to be talking about Payback, AEW Payback, and real quickly, guys. You may have to refresh my stream, guys, for a second because I'm going to reset this because it's driving me fucking nuts. I can't deal with it anymore. It's driving me nuts. So, guys, just you may have to refresh your stream. Not a big deal. Just, you'll just have to hit the refresh button. in a second because I cannot deal with this thing on my screen anymore. So I am going to go ahead and run. You guys just refresh your stream, and I'll be back, and everything will work. You just may have to refresh your stream a couple times. Okay. All right, we're back. We are back. All right, we're back. We're back. All right, so there we go. We'll get Mustafa wants to call up. I get it. Mustafa's all feeling all sassy over there. You know, he's feeling all crazy and whatever else. CM Punk officially fired. I don't know, man. Let me go into it. I just don't. I don't think this is really good for AEW in some ways, but at the same time, I do think it's good in a way because I'll tell you why in a second. They weren't going to use the guy anyway. You know what I mean? In these storylines.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Jesus.
I've enjoyed Punk quite a bit over the years, but good riddance to this petulant man-child.
Yeah, the way, and the way I see it is if they weren't going to deal with it anyway, right? They weren't going to use it. Why have him, Shardy Jannetty? You know, like if they could have used this or done something with it, then it would have made sense to me. But like the fact that they're just not doing anything with him and with it, it's like, well, if he's just a liability, get rid of
Joe,
him.
didn't you hate Jimmy Buffett because your douchebag stepdad used to love his music?
No, if you ever watch my show, you would know that I love Jimmy Buffett. But yeah, when I was a kid, it was kind of annoying because he would play him all the time, Luke Rojas. But yeah, as you know, I've done several Jimmy Buffett covers on this show so many times, and we've talked about Jimmy Buffett. I ended up loving Jimmy Buffett, crazy enough. But, yeah, I should have been home today to cover this right when it broke, man. I would have been live immediately when this broke, probably before anybody, and really been, like, immediately live with it. But sadly, I was fucking delayed at work, and so that fucked up my whole life, I guess, today. And now we've gone live once, so nobody's going to get the alert when I'm live later that I'm doing Payback. So what's the fucking point in anything anymore, man? Talk about bullshit. But luckily, it's like when a wrestler dies, I'm live, and that's great. When it's sad and terrible, live for that. But when CM Punk gets fired, I'm still driving from work. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff, man. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't think it's good. I think it's bad news for a lot of people. I think it's good news for a lot of the AEW purists, and some of us have been here since day one, right? Like a lot of us have been here since day one. Tonight is WWE Payback, and I almost wonder, like, they released this news. I don't know, man. It's going to be a bad week for ratings, I feel like. Because, like I said, Labor Day weekend, people are just away doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're away doing things. I don't know what kind of numbers Collision will do now. Maybe they'll do more numbers because people tune in. But once the reality hits that this guy's not there, I think AEW is going to be fine in a way because I feel like they were so established before anyway. Like, basically, like, even without CM Punk, they're doing 700,000-800,000 viewers. CM Punk did add viewership. He was the biggest single draw in the company, it felt like, right? I feel like he was the biggest single draw in the company at this point. And what I mean by that is if you announce that the Young Bucks are coming back to the show, how many people are going to watch that? If you announce CM Punk is coming back to the show, there'll be more people that watch because of that announcement. But most of AEW's viewership just tunes in regardless at this point, right? It's like WWE. It's like most people just are tuning in anyway. Like 700 to 80, somewhere between 700 and 850,000 people are tuning in regardless of who's on. For the most part, they'll be there. There's just this extra like 100,000 or so people that seemingly might tune in or not, depending on what's announced and what's going on specifically that week and whatever else. That seems to be what I, typically see. So if they announce Kenny Omega's coming back on the program, it doesn't feel like Kenny's going to draw much different ratings. Like they were watching already anyway. Maybe like 10,000 people who had tuned out a little bit are like, ooh, Omega, let me check that out again. But for the most part, the only one that could pump the number a little bit was CM Punk, and even those numbers weren't that big. But, like, he was the biggest, it felt like, right? We'd have to say that as far as drawing money in a place, drawing, numbers, of everybody, who could you put up against him? I don't know. So, we'll see. And so tonight, is that why Dennis Rodman is going to be on AEW Dynamite tonight? Dennis Rodman is going to be on AEW Dynamite tonight. Like, that is bizarre. Shardy Janetti, thank you for the $9. This was a stupid decision, King of Hueco Mundo. And again, do you agree with CM Punk being fired? We got the poll up there right now. Over 576 votes. At this point, 576 votes. 59% say yes, you agree with CM Punk being fired. So it is that like slightly majority that does agree
Hey,
with
Bullfrog
CM
is
Punk
a
being
moron.
fired. Oh, Pacharo.
Scissor me, Joe!
No.
What could the Elite be doing right now after CM Punk getting fired, and what happens to Collision that was CM Punk's idea? Oh man, where could CM Punk be headed next? Ryback must be laughing at CM Punk for the way he treated him in the past.
Yeah, that's a great point. He might be laughing at everything. You know what I mean? They might be laughing. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good news. I don't think it's great news. I think the only thing is, though, if you're not going to ever be able to use any of this heat and there's going to keep being fights in the backstage with different people, why keep the guy at this point? You're not going to do anything with it. The most interesting story was I want to see Jack Perry fight CM Punk, and you're not going to do that. Well, then what's the point? What's the point in anything if you're not going to do it? I don't think he would definitely. I definitely don't believe they would bring in Ryback. And Pat Buck is there. Pat Buck is the guy that Ryback says stole money from him and lied to him. And Ryback said he was going to get Pat Buck fired from the WWE and that he hates his guts. And then Pat Buck allegedly is the guy who lied to me that Ryback wanted thousands of dollars. So Ryback hates Pat Buck's guts and has said he's going to get him fired from WWE and ruin his life. And now Pat Buck works at AEW. So you really think that Pat Buck and that AEW would hire Ryback? I don't think so. I can't believe they would ever let Ryback in that company with Pat Buck. No, Tony, you don't want to bring in Ryback. He's a psycho. This is what he did to me. There's no way they can want him to be there. So I just don't see the Ryback thing. Maybe WWE. Maybe, although he's talked a lot of shit about WWE, but WWE, can forgive. Is it too fresh on the mind? I don't know. But for AEW to hire him, I'm just saying there's a guy there that he said was a criminal, basically. And so much else. There's so many others. Go cry me a river. Cry me a river, Punk. Punk's rich. Now, can he wrestle other places? Can he wrestle? Is the contract completely ripped up? Is it gone? Can he wrestle anywhere? What's the situation? We don't know. I don't know what the situation is with the termination of the contract and the stipulations and what was on there. We'll follow up later. I will for sure. As soon as I can find everything out and start to speculate about what it is and what could be happening and how are things going to go. We'll definitely be talking about that as soon as we can. As soon as some of the facts come out on that. Because there's a lot to talk about with that. I mean, bro, it's just, this shit's crazy. What's up, Mustafa? Oh, boy. Mustafa's like on the fucking train right now getting robbed by people, so it's hard for him to talk. But he really does. I know he's got to be freaking out, like wherever he is traveling. What's up, Mustafa?
Can you hear me?
Yes. What's going on, brother?
Shut the heck up. Can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me, Joe?
I just said yeah, and then you told me to shut up. All right. Mustafa's shit is fucked, bro. All right. Like your shit's fucked, Mustafa. Jesus Christ. Now that's a glitch. See, Mustafa? That's a friggin' glitch, bro. What just happened to you on the call? That's a glitch. That's a glitch. Jimmy Buffett has died today. CM Punk has been fired by AEW. Tony Khan said after the investigation, it was recommended that he be fired. And then Tony Khan made the decision to fire him. Maybe it's for the trans kids stuff. Maybe that was creeping Tony out. Maybe that's the real thing that he got fired for. Ever think about that? Punk will be the next Benoit. CTE issues. Jesus, Backross. Oh, my God. You don't think? Louis Urdaneta in the chat with the membership. Louis, thank you, man. Really appreciate it, dude. Really appreciate it. A booker who won't use real-life situations to empower fake situations, says Jacob. Yeah, and I hate that, man. I say use it. Use everything you can, man. Use everything at your disposal possible when it comes to this stuff. And if you can't do it, then, well, what's the point in the guy? If the guy causes a problem and you won't use the shit and you can't get the guys to hug it up, and maybe, like I said, maybe Jack Perry was open to doing it. Maybe but it sounds like that wasn't even a factor. It sounds like that's not the problem. It sounds like the problem is, nope, we really investigated this as a real issue and you're fired. Like, we were never going to use it. You know, but that's what it tells me is that, man, they were never going to use this at all for anything because they're treating it like a real serious situation and like a liability. And like, oh, nope, you're done. You're fired because we're not going to deal with this. So they treated it like a actual liability and an investigation. And we heard the rumors it was an investigation. It was 100% dead on that there was an investigation because there's the result of it. The internal investigation, which it sounds like HR type, but like a Gestapo HR did the investigating. And again, in the end, Tony Khan could have said, no, I'm not going to fire him, though.
Shit bomb.
But he did. He did.
Tony Khan just budget cutted Phil Brooks. Smiley face.
This is the budget
smiley
cut.
Face. Happy cat face.
Tony Khan dropping the big budget cut. The biggest budget cut of all. Well, at least now I don't have to order All Out, and now I know I don't have to order it. Brutal Honesty Truth Talk donated $5. Thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum and funding the show a little bit there. If you guys want to help my show, feel free to do it. Obviously, Tony Stark, or whatever this guy's name is, Ricky Starks, whatever. Ricky Starks was set to face CM Punk, which would have been stupid because it should have been CM Punk versus, Jack Perry at that point. So Ricky Starks was poised to face Punk tonight, allegedly. That was the rumor. And so that would have set something up. Or maybe like CM Punk was going to intervene in the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat match, some reason, save him or something like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? And like Stark is the bad guy and CM Punk steps in on behalf of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, setting up Ricky Starks at the pay-per-view All Out. And that's what I think may have been what would have happened. So if this is going as planned, somebody will be poised to step in and potentially step in to face Ricky Starks, I guess. And guess what? I don't care about that. So, you know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care about Ricky Boring. Ricky Starks sucks. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is 90. I might tune in for a minute to look at that, but again, I'll be watching WWE Payback, so it'll be hard to do all that with Payback going on. But, whatever. Ricky Stark should be on SmackDown, says Al Vale. He already is. Isn't he the United States champion? You know what I mean? Cable Flam says, don't watch wrestling nowadays, but it's about time Tony found his balls to take control of the company. Well, but see, his balls are still run by the Elite guys, though, too. Remember, the Elite are the new clique. So, like, the Elite and the Young Bucks and all those guys, they're like the clique. Like, they're like the new clique guys. So even though CM Punk was a bitch to try to control, you know what I mean? He still is dealing with essentially the clique 2.0 in all the original guys and the young guys who were in the company and came up and started with AEW. So he's still going to deal with that. These guys have leadership roles and president roles or whatever they're called in the back, and so that's huge, and that's going to be an issue. But hey, CM Punk says, is one of the biggest weirdos I've ever come across, based on the fact that, like I said, he calls people, racists and things like that for I don't even know what reason. Maybe, unless he's really right and people are just fake. Like AJ Styles, is AJ Styles the biggest fake I've ever seen, and he really is a racist? Or is CM Punk just an asshole? But with the amount of people that CM Punk pisses off, it's kind of like, at what point is it you? You know what I mean? At what point is it you? Like, how many people have complained about AJ Styles as a person? I've never heard it. And yes, it's true. Some people are good at fooling you that they're good people. Trust me. I know a lot of people that were good at fooling a lot of people about who they were. I worked with a lot of people who would fool fucking listeners and people into what they are and who they really are. And some of the scummiest people can do that. I understand that. Trust me, more than ever, I know that. But my point is, I've never heard a bad word ever, really, about AJ Styles. But according to CM Punk, he is an awful racist. You know what I'm saying? So, and how many other people are terrible people? Colt Cabana is a terrible person, but used to be his best friend. Other people are terrible people. So many people are terrible people to CM Punk, and so many people say CM Punk was terrible to them. So at some point, it's like, well, it's you. So as much as you want to say, the Elite are running roughshod and in AEW, and the Elite are the new clique or whatever, that's fine, but it seems like CM Punk's scumbaggery has eclipsed all of that to really single him out as the main issue. And at this point now, he's been fired by AEW. CM Punk, the breaking headlines today, fired by AEW. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. So let's take a look at what was said again real quickly. About what was said by AEW. To really read it. Let's play the read again. Let's read the statement. Where is it? Do so much today. A lot of people have already seen it on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck people call it. Who gives a shit about anything anymore? The whole world will be dead soon anyway. If you're brand new to the channel, I hope you guys hit the subscribe button and drop that subscription on me if you can. Via Twitter, let's read the whole thing out loud. We will take donations. If you guys want to donate, the link is up top. Feel free to drop a Streamlabs. Feel free to drop a Super Chat. Feel free to become a member. This is the Joe Cronin Show, 70 million views over 11 years. And everybody in the chat right now we're some of the sexiest people alive who listen to this show. It's almost unbelievable.
Hello,
CM Punk.
Joe. Fuck CM Punk, that is all.
Moss Blaze. Hello, Joe. F CM Punk, that is all. All right. Moss Blaze. Moss Blaze. How you doing, Moss Blaze? Well, I might do that tonight during the Payback review. Or during whatever we do tonight. Moss Blaze, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum, brother. Thank you, sir. All right, let's go back to reading this. We're going to read the statement again. Moss Blaze, you're the man, dude. Thank you so much, man, for dropping $5, man. Appreciate it. Moss Blaze, fun in the show, baby. Fun in the show. All Elite Wrestling, AEW, has terminated the wrestler employment it says, all right, All Elite Wrestling, AEW, has terminated the wrestler and employee agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effect immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, general manager, and head of creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation. A lot of people joked about that. Why was there an internal investigation? Wasn't Khan right there? I don't know. Of the incident occurring backstage at AEW All In on London, Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee, what the fuck is that? The AEW Discipline Committee met, and maybe Sonny Kiss is gone for this. Maybe Sonny Kiss was gobbling dick in the back and they got rid of her. And met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Tony Khan. So this is the committee that Tony Khan put in place as a third party to suggest things. Basically HR, like it sounds like. Recommendation to Tony Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement once that was resolved. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision, and mine alone. I do like that he is taking responsibility, that he is the one making the decision, despite committees and dingleberries and whoever else being involved, that he is, you know, the reason, the guy, the whole point to it is because of him. So, you know, if only I had gotten home earlier. This breaking CM Punk news. CM Punk fired. So let's read the rest of it. Let's see. I'm all over the place. Let me see. My God, I'm all over the place. My windows are opening the wrong way. I'm clicking this button. How do I get to it? Where am I? Somebody save me. Here it is. Nevertheless. Oh, wait a minute. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news with which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue, operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. So CM Punk is gone, guys. So maybe CM Punk was wrong. Maybe Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, was wrong when he said AJ Styles was a racist. Did you guys ever think that? Maybe with this guy, with so many people saying that he's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? So many people saying CM Punk is a piece of shit. Maybe with all that, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he is the problem. I mean, pretty crazy. So, I mean, I don't think CM Punk's going to go back to WWE because, I mean, then he'd have to go back and work with the racist AJ Styles. So I can't imagine that CM Punk would go back to WWE to work with the racist, according to CM Punk, AJ Styles, right? With Triple H, who's a scumbag. You know, Vince is old, needs to die, and Vince is anti-gay, right? And Vince is a Trump guy, so he can't possibly go back to AEW. You know, so like all these things that CM Punk said people should die and stuff like that, how could he ever go back to WWE at this point? So you will not see, I can't believe you would see CM Punk back in WWE. You know what I mean? Why would you see him back there when that's the case? I know what's going to be trending. I just wonder, what all this means. When it comes down to Punk and what happened, why couldn't this be resolved? And, with the fight backstage, lunging at Tony Khan seems to be like it happened now. And saying, I hate this fucking place. CM Punk saying, I hate this place. I mean, it's a pretty big wake-up call for Tony Khan if that's looking like it did happen, where yesterday I was sort of giving it this, like, why, maybe that didn't happen. I don't think that happened. Well, it's really seeming like it did. But we also had rumors a while back that CM Punk was trying to bury the hatchet, they said, or whatever, and work with the Young Bucks. Like, hey, you know what? Let's figure it out. I'm willing to work it out. And then the Young Bucks said, no, piss off. There's that. And there's just so much animosity built up all across all of this from a lot of different people. And, yeah, I just, I was really looking for, I got to be honest, the only good I saw out of this was if we got Jack Perry versus Punk. I'm sorry, I'm so weird. I would have liked to see that. I would have been really interested in it. But I guess this was so real and so serious that, it had to happen, I guess. He had to go. Punk had to go. Yeah, I don't know, man, if you'll see anybody anywhere. I mean, yeah, could Punk go to the Royal Rumble? People are saying that. People are saying Punk to WWE. I mean, whatever. Wherever he goes, he won't last long anyway. Didn't last long in the UFC. Didn't last long in AEW, really. I just want to picture him sitting next to Tony Khan. Let's fucking go. Just what a bunch of fake people, these wrestlers at this point. Just a bunch of fake people. All these wrestlers, fakes. Where's the press conference? Where's the let's fucking go?
Real question is, you have like,
I'll tell you what I think. Remember that?
Fucking bullshit.
that you were the biggest financial flop in wrestling.
That's fucking bullshit. I can tell there's only one person that can attest to that. I don't know what other people. I can only attest what's happened here and public record, and some of these things are a matter of public record because things of freedom of information and stuff. So we do, have over the years a good amount of financial data in pro wrestling. I can tell you, like, no one wrestler has ever come in and made a bigger plus delta financial difference in the history of my company going into, this is the 3rd year anniversary this week, going into year 4. No one person has ever made a more positive impact. We just did a record.
Here he goes.
Pay-per-view buy. Every pay-per-view, he's done a 4 pay-per-view cycle now. Every one of them was the record. Whether it was All Out, where he was a huge part of the draw with Darby, and his debut, of course, is a huge thing from the first dance, the biggest Rampage draw in the history of that show. The matches, he carried the Friday Night War, which, by the way, is a matter of record in fucking court in the state of California, that we won the Friday Night War. Just ask Jerry McDivitt, because he fucking wrote it. And this guy won it versus Matt Sydal, who's a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on Friday night. This fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the first dance. He's done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of a record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston, and he wrestled a bunch of young guys, a bunch of veterans in between there. Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, goddammit. And then he showed up, did the biggest program in terms of everything, TV, box ever with MJF, and then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success.
CM Punk is like, this guy is fucking crazy. That's what he's thinking.
In the history of this company. Let's fucking go!
We gotta put.
Good answer,
behind that.
Yeah, good answer. I will.
And then imagine this guy lunging at the other guy. And what that looked like, if it really happened. Imagine him lunging at him, if that's what really happened. CM Punk fired by AEW. Hit that like button, guys, and make sure you vote. 734 votes for this. Do you agree with CM Punk being fired? And it is a thumbs up by 9%. But it's pretty close. You know, it's not a unanimous thing here. Overall, it's a thumbs up, but man, is it close, kind of. This is what made Punk realize he could walk all over this guy, says Luke Rojas. That press conference. A mark with money, you know. Maybe it is, but I think he would have tried to probably do that anyway, to be honest. Don't you think so? Don't you think he probably would have done that anyway? Because that's really the way Punk is. Do you know what I mean? Like, Punk wants to run over alphas. Like, super alpha people, Punk is there to run them over. Like Triple H, Vince McMahon, you name it, he is there. He will run over an alpha. And just like so many wrestling promoters have said since forever, if you let the wrestlers run you down, they'll do it. If you don't check the wrestlers, like so many wrestling promoters have been massively douchebags because wrestlers will run you over. Their egos are built that way. And CM Punk, with his ego and Tony Khan's like niceness and markiness, like rest in peace to Tony Khan, bro. If that were to happen. Luke, how you doing, bro?
I don't know, man. Jesus, what's going on?
What's going on? Yes, I am Jesus. Thank you for calling me that.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like hearing feedback. I don't know if that was from you or Rostafa.
It's Rostafa. I muted him.
Okay. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people in the chat going like, "Oh, this guy brought the most money, and you guys are firing him." It's like, dude, no matter how much money a guy brings in, which wasn't that much, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't. People are acting as if he was like fucking Hogan coming to WCW. He's not. All right.
Listen, he was bringing in good money, but if Tony Khan gets sued because of it, that's way more money.
Yeah, and not to mention, if somebody is literally lunging at the boss, you know what I mean? Like threatening to hurt the boss, and is saying, I fucking hate this place, I want to fucking quit, and he's saying all this shit, then like, are they really supposed to be like, but he's our biggest star, and just not fire him and not punish him? Like, these same people are like, oh, Tony Khan's got no balls, he just lets the elite do whatever they want. But I guess they're expecting Tony Khan to just let Punk do whatever the fuck he wants because he's their biggest star. Like, no, that's the hypocrisy that I don't like.
Listen, I understand. I think that the elite and the originals and the VPs, whatever they are called now, I do think that they're running a little bit wild and that they are a clique. But CM Punk, I mean, bro, was like fully toxic at this. It feels like at this point. And Tony Khan had no control over him. And quite honestly, what Tony Khan should have realized from the beginning when he was getting Punk, and probably should have realized a while ago, is that he needed to protect Punk. And like, what I mean by that is that night when Punk started speaking the way he was speaking, Tony Khan should have knocked that out immediately. He should have been like, hey, excuse us for a second. Punk, come here. I'm going to talk, like, we're not, like, let's avoid all that, or just let's get out of here. Or right after it happens, that's never going to happen again, right? Which he might have done that. But it's like, dude, you have to try to protect this guy from himself. And I think Tony Khan was more like, yeah, guys, be cordial and be whatever. I don't know. I'll just stand over here. And next thing you know, people are beating the shit out of each other all over the lunchroom. You know, because...
Hey, Mastodon, how am I a bootlicker? I don't even fucking watch AEW, and I fucking crap on Tony Khan a bunch. I'm just saying, like, what do you got, like, what choice do you have? Just because a guy is your biggest star doesn't mean you just, like, let him do whatever the fuck you want and never fire him no matter what. Like, that's what I'm saying. If the guy is causing problems and he's becoming a liability, and even if this whole situation wasn't his fault, he is still a potential really big problem. And like Joe said, could lead to lawyers being involved and a loss of a lot of money. And not to mention that we're coming off of the biggest fucking wrestling attended pay-per-view of all time, and nobody's talking about it. They're talking about Punk because he's fucking bitching in the back about wanting to get how much this place sucks, and apparently is lunging at Tony Khan.
I mean,
so
and I
understand.
I like the chaos too, but it's like think about the liability. If Punk punches somebody in the throat, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could be a problem. Or if somebody else beats up Punk, I honestly believe, I think Tony Khan knows that the Young Bucks and those guys wouldn't sue him, but I don't know about Punk. What if the Young Bucks beat up Punk again? I mean, Tony Khan might get sued by Punk and AEW. So, like, I think that's a big reason too. Is the biggest reason is the liability.
And I'm not saying that I support the fucking the Elite being like the clique now. But one, you can't just get rid of the Elite because literally the company is named after them. You know how much of a fucking problem that would be to now have a company called All Elite Wrestling and the Elite just got fired and are maybe going to say, hey, why don't we just go to the WWE? So now you got the Elite working in the WWE while your company is named after them. Like, that's a fucking problem right there that people don't seem to think about. But that doesn't mean that you let everybody run roughshod. That's not what I'm saying. But Punk has literally had problems everywhere he goes, has had some of the stupidest problems, and is fucking an asshole. Like, I already brought up the shit that he said to The Miz, or the shit that he said to AJ Styles, or the fact that he stopped being friends with Jericho for literally no reason after he left WWE and was like, oh, you just want to get me on your fucking podcast. And literally he's saying how Jericho wants to use him for a podcast, and then a few months later shows up on Colt Cabana's podcast. So what a fucking, like, hypocrite this guy is. You know, he calls AJ Styles a racist, but does that, why? Because AJ Styles has said the N-word in the past? You called people homos. Does that mean you're a fucking homophobe? You know what I mean? Like, the hypocrisy and the fucking annoyance and the fuckery with Punk has followed him his entire career. And I've been saying this way before any of this AEW drama started. You know that. I've been shitting on Punk for years, so I kind of want to get my brownie points. I kind of want everybody to be like, hey, Luke, you were right, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I just think, that's the thing that tells me what type of person he is. He is willing to throw anybody under the bus at any time for his crazy politics to virtue signal to people. Like, oh, somebody said the word homo once. They're a homophobe, but I did it, and that's okay because I'm different. It's called a God complex. CM Punk has a God complex and thinks he's special. So that's why he talks about, I don't smoke, I don't drink. He has a God complex. He thinks he can be an asshole, but it's okay because he's God. That is what it's like, bro. Why is AJ Styles a racist, but no one else has ever said he's a bad guy, from what I understand? Why is the New Day friends with AJ? So it's like, it's either you're a lying weirdo or someone else is full of shit. So
why are you such a dick to the Miz, despite the fact that the Miz always says nice things about you? And like, you know what I mean?
I just think he gets a view of somebody. It's like, even Vince kind of does it a little bit too, but but Vince has the ability to, like, forgive or to see. Like, a lot of times Vince will have this narrow-mindedness about somebody or something, but you can prove Vince wrong, or you can do something and Vince will be like, I made a mistake, I didn't see it, or like, yeah, you're right. He won't say he made a mistake really, but he'll suddenly see it, or he'll be like,
look what he did with Cody. You know, like, the guy never believed in Cody. Cody came back, and now he literally went to Cody's house to get him back. And now Cody is definitely, like, the number 2 guy in the company. So that to me proves that Vince McMahon is able to change his mind.
Absolutely. And I think Punk, it's like Punk is like Jim Cornette to me. Once Jim Cornette decides he hates somebody, that's it. It's like you're done forever. And I feel like
unless you're Kenny Bolin.
Right. Yeah, but that's because he gives good head to other guys, and so Jim liked that.
Joe, you were the worst fucking co-host on the bowling alley.
The Botox alley. No, but CM Punk, it's like, not only is he unable to forgive people, but once he doesn't like you just by whatever reason about you, he just decides not to like somebody. It's like you're buried forever from the guy, and he unnecessarily, like, will hate on you. I feel like, but also, it's just like, it's a combination of these young guys not giving a shit and not caring at all, and then at the same time, he is an ass. And this is going to really, I think, put a scar on CM Punk's reputation. This is going to be one of those things.
Oh,
this is
his reputation.
It's a tipping point. No, I know that, but this is the thing where how some people would say like, no, but you don't understand. It was WWE and all these other things. But this is this dude. If you were 50-50 on Punk before, this is the thing where if you were 50-50, where you were like, yeah, he seems like an asshole, but WWE is also kind of full of shit too, so I can see it and whatever happens. But he's had problems with a lot of people, but I don't know. But this is the event that has tipped it over the scale for you. I got to believe. If you didn't believe before that there's something up with this guy, this, and I'm not saying it's 100% true and maybe he's not as bad as you think, but this definitely has hurt him, his image, by being fired.
I think the whole brawl in thing or brawl out. Wait, was it brawl in last year or was it brawl out last year?
I don't even know, dude. All in, all out. Either. All I know is someone's getting raped. That's all I know.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
It's just so crazy.
Oh.
So you became
the Dork Knight.
a member.
Oh my God, the Dork Knight. The Dork Knight has become a member. Yo, Dork, how you doing, man? I'm surprised that there aren't I'm surprised there's not more people watching right now. That this isn't the biggest news like in a while, but I
think because people were probably expecting it too. You know what I
maybe.
mean? Like if this came out without all the fucking backup shit for like days,
do a little basketball dance off the concrete.
I think it's also Labor Day weekend.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
You know what this means? Daily breaking news updates from the best of the rest who attest that CM Punk to WWE is confirmed.
No.
Hashtag Sean's View.
Yep.
WWE should call Punk fly into Payback ASAP.
Yep. Now we're gonna,
because why not, to be honest?
We're never going to hear the end of it now, Haskell. Now it's going to be
if you think about it,
returns.
Joe, the first payback in 2013, Punk made a major return after he faced The Undertaker and he lost. He took a small hiatus from the company, or I guess took some time off, and then he came back at Payback 2013.
Right.
So wouldn't it be crazy? They bring back the Payback pay-per-view after a few years, and it's the 10th year anniversary of that pay-per-view, and he shows up and makes a return. Like, I know that's not going to happen, but that would be fucking like really crazy coincidental. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny that it fell onto this date of him getting fired. Like, it's just funny how coincidences work.
That is weird.
There's a lot of coincidences in wrestling, you know? It's almost like it's all rigged.
It's funny that Cody Rhodes leaves the company saying, basically because he wasn't getting along with the Clique, the Elite, and Tony. And
I thought he quit because they were asking him for a pay, I guess, to lower his pay so they could afford Punk. He also wanted to win the WWE title, and he wasn't going to be able to do that in AEW. And I don't think he ever mentioned that.
There were reports of all this fighting going on and stuff.
I didn't hear about those reports. I guess I wasn't really following.
So I want everybody to go.
Drama.
I want everybody to go back in time and remember there were reports of beefs going on with Cody Rhodes and the Elite back when Cody was there. And what was Cody? One of the top guys, right? So the Elite and everybody and Tony Khan all had an issue. There was the Elite, then there was Tony Khan, but then on the other side was only Cody. So there was some kind of discrepancy there going on. Tons of reports about it, news stories, and then Cody was gone, and we went, "Oh my God!" All the reports were true. We weren't 100% sure if they were all true, but they were, and then some of them were clarified later by Cody. He downplayed a lot of it, but they were there and they happened, and so therefore they basically ran Cody Rhodes out of the company. You know what?
Now that you mention it, the Elite actually did shit on Cody. Like, I think Kenny Omega, he was saying how the whole how Cody was really the only one pushing the whole versus WWE thing, like the competition thing with WWE, how they were all just trying to do their own thing, but Cody kept trying to make it like a war with the WWE, which is so not fucking true.
Which is
like,
bullshit because Tony Khan every single week takes some kind of like we're the better company or we're the biggest company or like he kind of slights WWE weekly.
They all do. I don't understand why people are stupid and think like WWE is constantly picking on AEW and like AEW never does anything. Like I was literally in an argument with a guy on YouTube in the YouTube comments for like an hour fucking debating about how NXT was on Wednesdays way before Dynamite was even a fucking, conception. Before AEW was a conception. Like, literally. And people were like, no, that's not true. They were on Tuesdays for years. They moved to Wednesdays because of AEW. I'm like, dude, I'm literally looking at a fucking date from an NXT in 2015, and it is on a fucking Wednesday. How are you going to sit here and lie to me? Like, people live in their own, like, deluded fantasies, whether they're AEW fans or WWE fans.
Birthday. So you
and thank God this interrupted me.
Joshua. Oh, thank you, Josh.
Out of steam there.
I know you're about to explode. Actually, I wanted to see where that went. Josh, thank you for becoming a member. You beast. Thank you, sir. You're gonna get all the badges, icons, and bonus bullshit that you could ever dream of in CM Punk's mind. If you guys want to donate, the link is up top for donations. If you want to donate via Streamlabs to save my show and keep it alive, go ahead. Keep going, Luke. You can keep.
Let's try to get to 200 likes, guys. We got 342 people watching. I know we can get it. And it would really help Joe out. And make sure you guys subscribe if you aren't subscribed. I know there's probably mostly subscribed people watching, but still, you never know.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be new people.
Yeah, I got to actually go back to the register. I'm on my break, so.
Yep, thanks for coming on for a minute.
Yeah,
what are you doing tonight? Are you coming on tonight?
Yeah, I'll be there to review Payback with you.
Okay.
Rostafa said that he moved to a different location, so he said that his reception should be better.
All right.
If it's not, you have my permission to shit all over his face.
Okay, if it's not, I'll delete him on Discord. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Rostafa, hello, live from a tree under a bench in New York. Oh, boy. Let's try again. This will be
here. Can you hear me?
There we go, Rostafa. Hello.
Jesus Christmas. I swear, dude, I hate this thing.
Yeah, Obama phone.
Dude, where do I even begin? I mean, I guess we don't have to worry about the real world title anymore being a thing.
Yeah. Unless somebody else could pick it up and be like, oh, I'm really the. Well, this means that CM Punk was never defeated for the AEW title and he's the best champion ever.
You know what? This would become like the Midian version of just, hey, Shane, I saw a belt in your bag. Can I have it? And he walks out with the European title. That could be Ricky Starks. But on a personal note, the merchandise money. Dude, the amount of money that this guy was garnering. Dude, just yesterday I posted up in the Facebook group, Punk was the leading merchandise seller like he was a year ago when he first joined the company. Dude. No longer anymore because him and LA Knight were the biggest merch sellers, at least in the two major companies in North America. Now LA Knight essentially is the leading merch seller in the United States. Yep. It's insane.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Is Punk stuff still for sale right now?
I believe it's still on for. I think there's like a deal where it's like,
dude, people are gonna go buy that shit up right now. They're gonna be people flocking to the AEW store to order shirts.
Dude, that's like going to a hockey game. Like for example, if I was at a hockey game at a Bruins game and I wore a Devils jersey and they weren't even playing and I'm just watching them, I'm an easy target to get my ass whooped.
It's not like that because lots of people wear CM Punk t-shirts from WWE and now they'll be happy to wear a CM Punk t-shirt from AEW.
They get thrown out. You get thrown out if you wear somebody else's merch, I believe, if you're sitting in front row.
Let me tell you something, Rostafa. The CM Punk shirts from AEW and WWE are almost indistinguishable from each other, you know?
Well, I'm talking like the newer merch, like the one that is inspired by Roddy Piper, like that type of merch.
I don't think they do it. I don't think they'd notice or they'd care. Because a lot of when CM Punk showed up in AEW, tons of people were wearing WWE CM Punk shirts. It didn't matter. I don't think that matters. And besides, even if it were the case, people are going to buy it up anyway because they're collectors.
They're collectors now, but like I said, if you were to wear, it's like going to, like, again, some type of game, and you're wearing an opposing team's jersey, or it had maybe nothing even to do with the current game that you're going to, and one guy is maybe drunk enough or stupid enough to start a fight with you, it's just a powder keg.
I just don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same because I see so many people, dude, wearing shirt. I mean, I think I know what you're talking about, though. I see what you're saying. Like, if someone wears like a Daniel Bryan T-shirt, from a Yes T-shirt from, like, 2013, you're saying at a WWE, at an AEW event that he would catch a lot of shit. Is that what you're saying?
No, well, kind of. But more, CM Punk is different from Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him. All I'm saying is, like, for example,
oh, you just shit out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back. You're going in and out.
Sorry, I'm on a train. But basically, I was getting dirty looks from various, like, fans that were just like hardcore AEW fans, and my God, it was uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah, I mean,
it was so uncomfortable.
I don't know. I guess I've never noticed that, but I get what you're saying. I could see it a little bit, but I just don't think that is not going to stop me from buying a T-shirt, a CM Punk. Because dude, I almost want to. If I had money, and I don't right now, I'm poor as hell. But if I had money, I would go buy one T-shirt right now, at least one, just to have it. Like, there's my AEW CM Punk, just for, because someday maybe I resell it or it's worth something. I don't know, or just to have it. I could see doing that. So there's got to be people flocking to the AEW shop if they're still available. And so they're going to make
Can you believe it right now? Can you believe it right now on Twitter? They're already talking about Royal Rumble, like rumor predictions that Punk's going to enter. It's insane.
That's crazy.
It is so stupid. Like, bro, it's like 10 people are like, well, 10 years ago, that was the last Royal Rumble appearance. He might come back. Why? What is the point of him coming back at this point? He's already damaged goods in two major companies. Most of the locker room can't stand him, at least, from WWE. Seth Rollins and various other top guys don't want him around. Dude, Hunter does not want him around. Vince does not want him around. I mean, they already saw that when they were at the show that Punk was allegedly given access to by Nia Jax, going backstage, and he was asked to leave.
Yeah,
so there's no
they don't like
rhyme or reason of him coming back. Dude, imagine him coming up with a podcast and just airing out all of his grievance. Yeah, he'll not go back. He'll be like Ryback. There ain't no way in hell. I mean, I could see him go Hall of Fame maybe 10 years from now, maybe 15 years from now, but honestly, never to wrestle again in the United States, or at least for these type of promotions. Maybe he'll go to Japan, but other than that, that's it. That's it. He's done.
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very shocking, and people, like you said, are already jumping on the bandwagon of CM Punk is going to show up at WWE. I don't know what his contract is like. That's the biggest thing, is because it was terminated, does this now mean that he could just show up anywhere right now because, like, they fired him? Like, or is he stuck to some kind of clause? I don't know.
It depends on the length of the contract in terms of certain stipulations. Like, for example, he's definitely not going to be able to wrestle.
Why? Why wouldn't you be able to? How do you know that?
Well, again, normally contracts have like what they call the 90-day?
Well, yeah, WWE ones do, but we have seen with AEW that they don't do that a lot.
I mean, again, I don't know his contract. As far as my knowledge, pretty much Meltzer is probably going to air that out within the next couple of weeks as far as what he's able to do, what he's not able to do. But I just don't see him. I mean, again, as far as him getting paid, whatever left residuals that he has in his contract either will be honored or they'll be terminated indefinitely. But he'll definitely at least get some type of severance pay, at least for merchandise.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. Like, we talked about lawsuits earlier and liabilities with CM Punk, and I know that may have been a big concern, and that maybe play a big role in why he got let go, but will there be lawsuits coming from this at all, or will Punk just laugh and say, like, fucking fired me? Like, oh my God, whatever, okay.
Well, dude, I don't think he even cares. I think honestly he woke up today. And he was just like, I got fired. All right.
What does that mean for Ace Steel? Because
that's his personality.
What does that mean for Ace Steel? Because they kind of gave Ace Steel a job just because of Punk, to appease Punk.
I think honestly he's going to be taking the hit just as much so, and they're probably going to get rid of him within like the next couple weeks, if anything. If they keep him, I'll be surprised as hell. Dude, I'm still shocked that they let him go. I was expecting maybe a 60-day suspension, no pay. That's what I was expecting. But because the thing is, he's the top merchandise guy. He's drawing ratings. He's drawing buzz, regardless if you love him or hate him. He's constantly trending on social media, constantly trending on Google, and it's insane. It's like the worst thing that ever happened.
You know how
at least.
Do you know how sad I am and how like ridiculous I am that I'm like, how amazing would it be if this was really a work and he showed up at All Out and beat and
it's too good. It's too good.
It's too good. It's not. Point, I know it's not, but it's just like that's the wrestling part of me that's like I'm always wanting things to be a work or be like not real, but it's like he's really fired. Like that's crazy.
I was shocked. I actually found out via you coming on live because I got the notification and I went to Twitter, and at the time that you were going live in the beginning, it was already announced like 44 minutes before, and I'm like, holy God, I didn't get any notifications. My phone wasn't blowing up until you went live. I was like, damn, this is real. I wasn't expecting this because, like I said, I posted up last night, the two major merch sellers. So I didn't think that Punk was going to be fired. But the fact that it was reported that the sort of kind of, consensuous group of people that are surrounding Tony basically were like, dude, get rid of him. And Tony, for once in his life, I'm going to give him credit. He put his freaking foot down. I mean, he's fired like, Jimmy Havoc. He's fired Swole, like, people that were undercard. But this right here is his first major firing as far as to my knowledge, other than maybe Ace Steel, which last year he was like, Mike Tyson and was biting Kenny Omega.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and you can tell who's, obvious. And I get him siding with the Elite more. They helped him create the company and everything. And then, like you said, named after the group. So it's kind of hard to not. And I think he was given some leeway to Punk on the first one. And people wanted him to do this the first time. And he, I mean, not talking about people. I mean those wrestlers in the company that don't like Punk. And so we got a little bit. Oh shit! Allison donating.
There's something going on up in this place. There's something weird kinda
$49.99.
Kinda happening. Things are kinda happening. What the fuck is happening? Aliens, extraterrestrials.
Wow.
They gave me a shot. Nanotechnology. I'm not me.
Allison, Takwab is here.
I'm fucking crazy. Split personality. Scott McKinnon.
This should be good.
This looked Liv and Tony really talking like a boss and sticking up for CM Punk when MJF leaves for WWE, and Tony will have CM Punk to fall. Cody Rhodes left because he wanted a raise from Tony. Tony would not give him the raise, that's why he left.
I gotta cut right in. I gotta cut right in, Joe. I don't think MJF's leaving anytime soon. He's too valuable to the company, and knowing Tony Khan and the fact that he made bank both at All In as well as through the deals that he just made with Turner, he's sticking around. They got money. MJF's not going anywhere for a while.
Well, and I mean, and here's the thing that sucks is Samoa Joe and CM Punk had that great opening match, like we thought they might, and it was a great time. It was well received. It was what we thought it would be, and now he's gone.
It wasn't their best match. It wasn't their best match, but it was a good match.
No,
basically,
but it was
not just to start off the show, but also that it was something that people wanted to see for a long time. I wanted to see it for a long time. And, dude, they did it in front of 80,000 people. A record.
What if MJF left? I mean, then it would be like the trio because, dude, let me tell you something. If they lost MJF, then they lost the heart, one of the hearts of the company and creators of the company, Cody Rhodes, one of the guys who helped create the company. Cody Rhodes is gone. You lose the megastar that comes in from somewhere else to be in your company out of retirement, essentially, that hasn't been anywhere, CM Punk, and then you lose the homegrown top
the
guy.
Original homegrown.
Bro, if you lose all three of those guys, if MJF leaves in 2024, those three guys leave, that's crazy. I don't think he's going to leave like you just said, because I think WWE might say, yeah, we want MJF over here. What is WWE going to offer him? You know, $500,000.
They'll treat him like Kurt Hennig. They'll treat
Yeah,
him like Kurt Hennig or like a Dusty Rhodes, where granted he'll be at the upper mid card and maybe he might peak or whatever, but again he might get lost in a shuffle like a Bobby Roode.
I mean, I would really want him if I was WWE. I would certainly really want MJF, but I just feel like Tony Khan is probably going to be willing to throw a couple of million or more at MJF at this point. And WWE, I just don't see them. I don't think they see MJF yet like that. But if I was WWE, I would treat MJF like Chris Jericho in WCW, WWE when he came to WWE. I'd be like, that's Chris Jericho. It's 1999. Let's bring him over here. Because can you imagine the vignettes of like he's coming or something's happening or there's something going on, and they built that up, and then MJF arrived in WWE, dude? Like that's how I see it. Maybe I'm delusional and that's too much, and I'm over projecting MJF. But I see that as the modern day version of, it's not as big, but it's like Jericho coming from WCW to WWE. That would be what it's like. And to do that, they're going to have to throw $3 million or more, it feels like, at MJF. And I don't know if Tony.
Well, that's the thing. If MJF stayed in AEW for like the next 10 years, or maybe the next 5-10 years, whatever it will be for his next contract, and WWE wanted him, he increases his value even more. So the longer he stays in AEW, the better chance he'll get a better contract, or if not, a decent contract with WWE when it reaches 7 figures.
Right.
That's how I see it. And again, if you lost the Bucks, because again, if you lost Kenny's okay. Yes, he's one of the best, to ever be in ring. But the only thing he really ever did for the company was bringing the Japanese talent and some of the international talent in.
Yeah.
That's really it. The Bucks really are, Cody and the Bucks, along with Tony, were really like the Camelot, if you will, of the creation of the company. So if you lost, those guys, I mean, again, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin, as popular as they are, not like they're gonna, SOB. He's the world heavyweight champion. I'd better watch out. That type of a thing.
Yeah, you broke up a little there at the end, but I think I got the gist of what you were saying.
I was just saying like a Darby Allin or
Let me ask you this. I know I know my answer, but I'm gonna let you go first. What do you think this will do to the Collision rating tonight?
Nothing. It's literally not gonna move an inch higher. If anything, because it's in Chicago, which for a live attendance,
it's Labor Day weekend.
So bummed,
it's also Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend, and this is one of the other reasons why I felt going on Saturday. Dude, if you went on Saturday mornings, maybe it might have a shot. But as of right now, I would not be surprised within like a year or two, Collision folds.
Collision folds in a year or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever the contract's up, depending on
because they kind of promoted it around Punk, so now it's going to be its own wrestling show without Punk. And now the Dynamite people can kind of come back over to Collision. And that's another thing people are forgetting, is they've already had to make these accommodations of, okay, CM Punk, remember he got mad a couple weeks ago, wasn't that long ago, that CM Punk was annoyed with some of the people that were showing up there. So then they had to go, hey, never mind, go home. You know what I mean? So like
Christopher Daniels can go wherever he wants.
Yeah,
now,
bro. So like that was another thing. So you add all these things up, and it's like somebody had to go. I get it. I get it. They're in a tough position. I think the rating is going to stay the same too, because I think because it's Labor Day weekend, the rating was going to go down. So the rating was going to go down because of Labor Day weekend. But now CM Punk...
And football season just started.
Well, I mean, so the first game is until the 10th, but I know what you mean, like the preseason and stuff.
Preseason, right.
But again, I don't think... I think people would be interested enough to tune in. Now, after a little while, they're going to get disappointed. They're going to be like, oh, yes, that's right, he's not here. But for some reason, I felt compelled to tune into Collision. But once they realize, oh, this isn't that exciting, and yeah, he's really not here and stuff and whatever, they'll just be like, oh, whatever, and turn it off. But I believe because of the holiday, it's gonna hurt the rating. So whatever people are going to tune into Collision tonight because of all the promotion reminding them that Collision's tonight, and Payback is on at the same time. WWE Payback is on at the same time. So I feel like the Collision rating is going to be buffed by the CM Punk interest, the people that don't watch WWE and the CM Punk interest, but it's going to be nerfed by Labor Day weekend. It's going to be nerfed by the WWE pay-per-view. So you know what? I'm going to say that whatever Collision was last week, it will be a little bit lower this week, only a little bit, and it's because of all those factors, dude. There's so many factors. I can't wait to see the rating.
Joe, think about it. Think of it this way: the ratings. It's going to be a while before AEW finally has over 1 million watching their shows. Like, think about that for a second. Punk was the main reason, whether people want to disagree or not, that they had over 1 million viewers at certain points during the run, whether it be Dynamite.
That's true, but they had over 1 million a couple of times before Punk, and they had over 1 million a couple of times when Punk was arriving.
Yeah, when they first started. When they first started, of course. I'm saying now everybody's conditioned and comfortable to the fact that now Punk is gone. So the real litmus test begins of, okay, who's over enough to get them to that 1 million point rating other than MJF and somebody of that caliber.
When did Punk sign with AEW? Do you remember what year it was?
Yeah, August of 2021.
Okay, August of 2021. So real quickly, August of 2021. Real quickly, 1 million 3 times. 3 times prior to Punk, I think. August 2021. I'm just doing the numbers. 4 times before Punk. Okay, and then 5, 6, 7. Okay, was it really August or was it July? Late July.
I thought it was August. I could be wrong, but I thought it was August.
Alexa, when did CM Punk sign with AEW? Let's see.
Someone suggest AO has done a great job.
Alexa, stop. All right, she's not going to tell me. Let's try to figure this out for fact. AEW signs with AEW.
I know it was the summer. I know he came back during the summer.
It was 2021. Okay, here it is. September. So July, August, September.
Okay.
Kenny Omega in September. Okay, but wait a minute. But he was involved in a backstage fight with. Oh, no. That's not true. It wasn't then. We need an article. Somebody in the chat. When did CM Punk sign with AEW? All I can find is he's fired.
Because I remember he did the promo, he did the whole deal in the ring, sat cross-legged, everybody cheered. It was in Chicago. It was live on a Saturday, I believe it was, or Friday, whatever it was.
Okay, all right. CM Punk, they teased CM Punk in August. So you're right, it's August. So here's the thing, they did 1 million 3 times prior to Punk. They did 1 million, but for some reason. Do you remember why they did 1 million in July 2021? July 2021, they did 1 million.
What did it have on the episode?
I don't know right now off the top of my head. We'll have to look it up. But July, they did 1 million 1, 2, 3, 4 times in July. And then they did 1 million again in August. So July was prior to Punk, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 times prior to Punk, they did over 1 million. When Punk signed, they did a 1.1, which is one of their highest ratings, one of the highest ratings ever. And then they did 1 million back-to-back several times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 1 million with Punk. And 8, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so AEW hit 1 million viewers 18 times when Punk was signed, and they hit 1 million viewers before Punk 8 times. Now the span is bigger, right? Because AEW was only a company for maybe about 2 years before Punk. So 2 years before Punk, and then 2 years with Punk, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I don't. So I mean, but I will say that in the recent history, they haven't hit 1 million since February of 2023, and once in January, barely. So January and February they had 1 million, and ever since then they've been on a steady decline, or they've been consistent at 800,000 or so. around 850,000. So it will be interesting to see where the ratings go now that Punk is gone. Where will the AEW ratings go? Will you lose that 15% of the audience that was really hardcore Punk? And again, this voting has stayed very close. We're nearing 1,000 votes on do you agree with CM Punk being fired, and 900 votes, and it's kind of shocking, but it's close.
It is. It
close.
is. I literally voted no, mainly because I felt it was going to be a suspension for like 60 days because he already got messed up the first time around when he got injured last year, and they were like, okay, let's give him enough time off. That was enough for him to calm down. Then I was expecting 60-day suspension without pay.
Right.
I was with a fine.
When is WWE Payback starting? Is that starting at 8?
I believe it is.
Okay, so there's still so they haven't started their pre-YouTube live stream yet, I guess. But
yeah, that will start at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I think it does.
So are they still doing that on YouTube? So they are doing that still?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming, are you doing a review after this, or are you just skipping?
Yeah,
that
no, I'll be doing a Payback review. I mean, this is unfortunately I was going to be doing a lot of stuff. I was supposed to get home at 4, and I didn't get home till 4:40. If I'd gotten home at 4, I might have had 5,000 people watching because I would have been the first person live on this. But also,
you would have had 10,000.
Oh, it would have been insane.
10,000. This is huge.
But the thing about it is, I was supposed to do a bunch of stuff, leading up to okay, now it's time to watch Payback, and now I didn't do it and so I probably won't cover AEW tomorrow because I'm down on the whole thing. I don't care. I'm kind of upset about it. And
it's too much wrestling this past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I need a day off.
I love wrestling. I love it to death. But there was just so much crammed in a span of 2 to 3 weeks. And that's not even counting what we saw on TV. It was more so behind the scenes garbage that we had to constantly keep talking about, which took away from the TV, which, by the way, I rewatched Dynamite because I was like in and out of it. I did watch it. But oh my God, the whole thing with the main event with the Code Reds, I swear to God, or the what do you call it, the finishes that Orange Cassidy and Penta did, it was like back and forth. It made it look so fake. I was done with it. I'm done.
Really? Yeah, that was awful. Oh my God, when they did the that spot at the end, like you were what?
Yeah, no, not the Hurricanrana, not the Hurricanrana. The basically
not the Hurricanrana. Yeah, the Code Red or the the Panama Sunrise type. What's the Canadian Destroyers?
Canadian Destroyer. I'm sorry, not the Code.
Yeah, they did the Canadian Destroyers. They look like they look like fucking clowns sucking each other's dicks. It was awful.
It made it look so fake every time when they did, dude. I am more believable of a Dustin Runnels or even freaking one of the Rockers. I'm sorry, the Rock and Roll Express doing it being more believable than what I saw there. It made it into a joke. And to the point where every time when I see something like that, I want to turn off. I literally almost turned off my TV a second week in a row.
Wow.
On AEW. Out of all the promotions I've ever watched.
That's crazy. I get it, though, dude. Listen, I don't get too crazy about some of that stuff, but that, honestly, I got to be honest, the only reason I didn't flip out about that on my show the other day was because I honestly missed it. I must have been putting a drink down and looking down to grab something and look back up and missed it. That's the only reason. I didn't even see that.
Dude.
I would have flipped out, dude. I saw it on Twitter and I went, what? And I went back and watched some of it and I was like, I didn't catch that move, dude. If I had seen that, it would have set me off.
I gave the matches what they were. Like the matches before that. I mean, again, they weren't great, but I liked how some of them were working hard and were trying to at least tell a story. But ultimately, though, dude, the past 2 or 3 weeks, especially when you have All In and All Out too close together with barely any build to both these shows because they were constantly keep on rewriting and doing this and that. It just. I mean, again, you could look at it from a historical perspective as far as attendance, et cetera, merchandise being sold, this and that. But, dude, when it comes to just overall cards and shows, people kept on putting it over. I'm like, guys, these were not like the biggest shows that you've ever seen. It's only because of the attendance and because on paper they look great, but a lot of them missed the mark. And I'm not trying to say that to disrespect their hard work, but even the hard work didn't all pay off.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's weird. They did a lot of hard work. The match was fun and exciting at times, but that match though, dude, when you do moves like that, it really is like I don't know, but it almost sucks the life out of me in a way. I just go, ugh. Like,
No, it sucked the intelligence out of me. That's what it did. I
Yeah.
literally was brain dead watching this to the point where a friend of mine who does sporting podcasts, he's not necessarily a wrestling fan, but he hit me up on Thursday because apparently everybody just kept on tweeting him this stuff because he knew that I was into it. And he was like, bro, is this wrestling now? People just not, because he didn't use the term selling, but like where people don't like, take like the hit and they lay down. I'm like, bro, you have no idea what you've been missing the past 20 years. They took Mexican and Japanese wrestling, which is fine, but then they're making it into a Circus Olay where basically selling is yesterday's news. Like, what are they not going to sell? A gun to the head?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, dude, it's like, how can that move ever be viable again? Like a tombstone, that is, it made me sick, dude. I saw it on Twitter.
The pile drivers are dead. Dude, there was like
I know.
one Dynamite.
They're like super kicks now.
Dude, they were doing a pile driver every match. I'm like, stop. If you've seen a guy do a pile driver in the last match, don't do it.
Yeah, or don't do it to that degree. Like look at this.
Subscriber.
Oh shit. Cynthia Banks has subscribed. How you doing, Cynthia? Welcome. Appreciate it. And Joshua Gaffney, who became a member in the chat. CM Punk would be great working in ANW. ANW. Yeah, serve everybody root beer.
Can you imagine him with dude? Somebody once says like, dude, can you imagine
Do a
him with
little
another
basketball
like, bro,
dance off the concrete.
We got a new poll up.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you
New
little
poll.
meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
You just can't keep a good man down because I ain't no clown, so turn that frown upside down. Breaking news, wrestling fans. My hotline is blowing up with sources telling me that WWE is highly interested in bringing.
They're bringing Punk, the junk, the trunk, the rump, the stump. What is Chicago going to do? They're in Chicago Sunday night.
They're going to do the chance for the next 5 to 10 years are going to be both entertaining, but then also just taking away from the action where everybody's like, will you stop? It's going to be like the you deserve a chant or the what chant. People's chanting CM Punk now for a completely different reason.
I mean, what is Chicago going to do, man? Are they going to be like, oh, yeah, we understand. We love the elite. Or are they going to get bitter and crazy? I mean, like, what's going to happen?
You were there when you heard the FCM Punk chants at Full Gear last year. And then they go to Chicago the Wednesday after, and they're like, screw the elite. So I guess if they ever go to Chicago, it's like being like in Montreal, if you're Shawn Michaels, just saying, you screw Brett. So every time when they chant CM Punk, it's like, they want him to come back, but then if you're outside of Chicago, everybody's saying CM Punk just to say, screw this match.
Right.
Or but screw this match in a different way than the time where Punk got fired. Well, not fired, but basically he walked out of the job and he was injured, and people heard the podcast and were just like, screw WWE doing this thing. So again,
you want to hear from Moxley?
Everything.
You want to hear from Moxley? Here it is.
Oh, he tweeted something?
Look, you have no idea how genuinely sorry I am that CM Punk just didn't turn out to be what you wanted him to be. He didn't turn out to be what any of us wanted him to be when we welcomed him back into this business, gave him a second chance in the greatest sport in the world. It just didn't work out. And while I am truly sorry for that, I know he's your boy, I know he's from Chicago and you love him, I have zero sympathy for CM Punk. And that is because CM Punk, fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit. Look,
he might have been right.
You have no idea.
He might have been right.
Genuinely sorry.
Was John Moxley right? Fragile ego, fragile mind.
Everybody's been right, from Triple H to John Cena to Moxley to dude. Chickens have come home to roost faster than the desert melts ice, bro. At this point, I'm just like, dude, I'll always remain a CM Punk fan as far as
I'm just entertained by it, man. I'm disappointed because I'm entertained by it. Like I'm gonna be mad, dude. If I were to watch All Out, I'd want the crowd to fucking flip out. That's what I'd want, because I'm mad. Like, and I don't know
And
who.
they are going to, but now you got 20,000 people instead of being like in a Hammerstein ballroom, which holds 5,000, which is more intimate and more apparent. But now it's even larger. At this point, and again, I don't believe he'll be blackballed from the business. I mean, he just got inducted into the Cauliflower Hall of Fame Club, that whole deal. So he got honored with that. So he will have accolades in this business, regardless of what anybody says. And yes, he can move merch, even in this current state. But dude, it feels like he's blackballed, even though he's not blackballed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we were worried, and we thought maybe that, that CM Punk, it might not work in AEW. They might never come to AEW originally, because we're like, no, that they won't be able to deal with that and everything. And then he comes, and they won't be able to deal with that.
Well, again, he came from many interviews that he did. He saw the Brody tribute, thought the locker room was genuine. That's why he wanted to show up. But then the next thing you knew, he's bringing all of this unnecessary baggage. It's like this paranoia meets with this anxiety. Yes, he wants to be the guy, but yet, for whatever reason, if you don't do it my way, then it's the wrong way. Now, granted, if you're a veteran in the business, and again, being a young boy and being sat down and listening, I get it. But then you're also dealing with other veterans that have been in the business as long, if not longer than you. Maybe you need to take a step back and be like, all right, I need to watch my tone. I need to watch how I
I got to tell you.
Right, but at the end of the day, it's not about just being right.
A young boy is someone still in the training stages. Do we really have young boys in AEW?
Of course.
Really?
Yes.
Who would you consider a young boy in AEW?
Who is the guy that just wrestled last night? I keep forgetting his name, but they're using him a lot. He's an 18-year-old kid, and I believe he just turned 18. Yeah, and then you also have guys that have barely drawn a penny in the business. All due respect that they have AEW contracts, and they're starting to get known, and they're starting to build their reputation up. Again, in comparison to Punk, Moxley, Joe, and a few others, you haven't drawn money like that.
I just know that, like, when when I think of young boy, which first of all I don't, because I never use that terminology because it's Japanese terminology and it's weird. But if I were to think of it like I used to, it just I always thought of it as a wrestler who's in training who's not really wrestling yet. You know what I mean? But maybe he's
paying his dues by again learning the business. But even then, you could still be in the business for 5-10 years and still have no clue about what the business is about.
Right. And so you would call that a young boy still.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm wondering. I wonder. I didn't know. I just never use that term because it sounds like you're a molester. But that being said, Kenny Omega has a lot of young boys, out there in Japan, I heard.
Apparently.
But no, CM Punk gone, fired. Tony Khan, the committee said you should probably fire this guy, and Tony Khan said, "Yeah, I'm gonna fire."
Who is everybody on the committee?
I'm assuming it's that lawyer that Tony Khan has working closely with him, and then like a couple other people. I don't know. It's very mysterious.
Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt.
No, it can't be. I would think it's an independent investigative company, like an independent a company that you literally go out and pay money to, like, hey, can you come in and do an investigation, or can you come in and do an evaluation or whatever? So it's probably an outside agency that he contracted to come in, evaluate what happened, investigate what happened, come to a conclusion, and even present, in other situations like this, usually this person X so-and-so is fired. We recommend you fire this person.
Allegedly, this was on camera at All In, because I think you reported this, where apparently the cameras were doing some documentary footage, and they happened.
No, it's I'll tell you why it's on camera. It's on camera because the venue itself has cameras everywhere, and the video apparently is coming from the venue.
Jesus.
So they acquired the videos from the stadium or whatever to use in the investigation.
God, if I had a nickel just to be in the room, just to see a glimpse of what was on camera, who shoved first, who punched, this and that. Yeah, who shoved, did Han Solo shoot first? That whole thing, it's insane. Like, again, I understand that Punk is passionate. I get it. But the thing is, though, dude, This is not high school. This is not middle school. You got to be able to control your temper. You got to be able to control when things are going high. And okay, you're the veteran. You don't lose your cool. You respond. You don't react.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where he's gonna go, but he may never wrestle anywhere again. But like small venues.
He's going home to AJ. That's what he's doing right now. As far as what he's going to do in the next 3-6 months to the year, it's anybody's guess. He'll probably sign autographs at some, con. He might, make an appearance on Heels again. I don't know. All I know is right now he ain't wrestling for a minute. Because if anything, he's going to take a break and just not take bumps. He'll take the paycheck.
Yeah, I can't wait to maybe understand his contract. And now the only thing that I hate selfishly, I'm annoyed by this because now we're going to have to listen to who knows how many months of CM Punk going to WWE. Like that's never going to end now.
I'm loathing it now because as of right now, the the Royal Rumble mill is cranking up. All the speculation about WrestleMania, everything is cranked up. It's done.
Yeah. This is a problem. And I think it's bad because they and listen, at least they got a boost out of it in some ways. They got CM Punk in the company for a couple of years. It helped boost them up on the radar of things to this, maybe some people who didn't know they were there or didn't care yet or whatever. So at least there's a lot of people. They had this advertisement, essentially this rub from Punk. So, it did help them to an extent. But honestly, man, like they started with mostly 800,000 viewers, most shows, with the ability to sometimes get 1 million. And right now, or even in the last couple of weeks, AEW this year has been a company that's got 800,000 views usually every show, and once in a while hits 1 million. So they literally started that way, and they are that way right now, even last week and 3 weeks ago with Punk. So they are in the same position viewership-wise. They're in the same position right now as they were when they launched AEW as a company, when they first started. So they're not worse. They're not better. They're where they were when they started. So, I mean, I don't know what that's not great. It's not bad. It's like my show. My show right now, the viewership wise is very similar to my viewership in the year 2014. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
with 13 and 14. Like I had a pretty nice little viewership in 13 and 14, but in 15 it blew up big time, and in 16 and certainly blew up a lot more. So like I'm like that. Like okay, we're still okay. We're back here. So it's not a bad thing, but it doesn't feel great either because you did go up and up and up, and then you came down the mountain. So what's it going to take to keep the company steady where it is now, and also maybe to even grow beyond 1 million, because you had Punk and you couldn't consistently stay over 1 million at that point. But I mean, they still have really great viewership for TV right now. So,
well, yeah. And again, what's going to make it work are hot programs with believable characters that are emotionally invested in the audience, either love or hate somebody. It's worked for over 100 some odd years in the wrestling business. And now the fact that we've been on, television for decades, and we have new parameters right now with digital technology where people can watch if they were in another country. Again, the possibilities are endless, but again, you need those stars. You need to build new stars. You need to know how to build new stars. And at this point, a big spot opened up on the roster, Joe.
Yeah.
So anybody can take it at this point.
And, one other thing that comes out of this, whether you like it or not, Tony Khan does establish himself as a little bit more of a badass now instead of the pussy, because he did seem like he had to fire somebody. He had to fire somebody to not seem like a pussy, because he's been called a bitch and a pussy and a pushover, and he doesn't have control. Well, this does help Tony Khan a little bit in that avenue. Like, all right, he'll fire CM Punk, so nobody else better do shit.
He grew a set. I will say this about Tony Khan. As much as we, talk crap about him, he stepped up. He did his job as a boss. He said, look, I tried with you. I wanted to try to protect you as best I could because of your name and your value, but he's not fanboying this. He was advised by a committee, please fire him. Now, personally, would I have fired him? No, I would have suspended him for 60 days. If he did one more dumb thing, I would have fired him. But again, that was his authority.
I think him, being bitchy about people showing up at Collision pissed everybody off, including Tony Khan the last time. So this isn't the first thing. It's the second. Right, this is the second or third physical issue that we've had physically. But but annoyance wise, mentally, and whatever issue, this is issue for all we know number 10. So it's not like so this he might have suspended him. It's why he didn't. It's just I wouldn't needed a committee though. I would have just said like, well, what happened? Yeah. Okay, fuck this guy.
On that note, Joe, if you go live, I'll meet you back up on here around like 11 or whatever it is.
Yep, I'll see you afterwards. Rastafa, thank you for being here. Love you, brother, and thanks for calling in despite traveling and everything. Really cool, man. Glad we got Rastafa on. We got Rojas on earlier before that. The double R's. I know Dork Knight tried to come in. A lot of other people tried to come in too. Rest in peace to Jimmy Buffett, guys. WWE Payback is next, and I will be live after WWE Payback tonight. It's Saturday night. The champ's ready to go tonight, and I'll eat someone's ass. So you be here tonight live after WWE Payback for the review, for the after party, and for Daddy's big one. And that's all going down tonight after WWE Payback right here. And Jake DeMarco, my former co-host, is messaging me right now. Rumor has it came from above Tony from his wallet. I mean, Father Shad, his dad, and other top AEW execs met, and he was forced into firing Punk. Well, wow. Well, I mean, in what they released as a statement, they didn't say that. He said that a committee agreed that he should be fired, and they had it investigated, and now Tony Khan is acknowledging that and saying, well, it's my choice, and I am going to fire him. But that could be just to make Tony Khan look good. But, wow, if that's really the rumor, Jake, we'll have to look into that too. Former co-host, or he'll always be a co-host. Jake DeMarco messaging me that on Facebook. Thank you, Jake. Thank you to everybody for being here, man. If you want to help my show, please, I literally am begging you, become a patron. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. $2 a month, $1 a month, $5 a month. Thousands of podcasts you can't hear here on YouTube. Plus the Corrupted podcast and all my other podcasts, all on Patreon. Plus you support the channel. We got to have you on Patreon for the behind-the-scenes stuff, for the off-the-air stuff. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Download it on your tablet, phone, computer, wherever. Please become a patron. I will shout you out tonight after WWE Payback, or think about just trying to donate during the streams live. It's going to help me survive this fucking crazy world. So do it during the streams. We'll be live for WWE Payback tonight, and honoring Jimmy Buffett, man. I can't believe Jimmy's gone. I love Jimmy Buffett. He was old, though, but not. My mother's 70-something, so it sucks. So I love Jimmy Buffett, and rest in peace, Jimmy. And CM Punk has been fired by AEW, and we will be live with the Payback review tonight. And that's really all I got to say at this point, actually. I'm going to get out of here, man. Thank you guys for listening. Follow me on Twitter at MetaWorldOnline. Thank you to Haskell. Thank you to Allison Tuckwab, top donation. Everybody else who donated, Sean's View, Cynthia Banks, Joshua, The Dork Knight, Most Blaze, Brutal Honesty, Pacharo, Shardy, Janetti, Luke Rojas, Mirov, D. Welsh, Quinton, Hubbard, Omar Fakarani. Everybody, man, thank you guys so much for being here. We love you, and I'll see you tonight after WWE Payback. Please be here tonight. We're going to party. Monetize This is on hold, but we're doing Payback, and then we'll kind of do a Monetize This, just unofficially. Hit the like button, man. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy. This is all crazy to me. Please hit the like button on your way out. Please vote. We're going to put the poll up one last time. Should CM Punk go to WWE? The poll is really close. 56% say no. 44% say yes.
I want CM Punk to bang Ryback. Yeah.
Goodbye. See you tonight after Payback.